Oh my god. We live. Stop the replay buffer. I don't want that. I don't want it. Whoo! Crazy. Crazy. Okay, we got the page working. Oh my god. Chat's gonna go there. That I can close. Oh my god, I have so much open. Why is there so much open? We can get rid of Discord. We can get rid of Steam. 4 pages from Steam. Why? What's that in aid of? What's... Oh. Anyway. Let's get it. Let's get it. We've got a beautiful sponsored stream today. This is another one of our Intel streams. Thank you very much, Intel. It is fantastic to be representing Intel again and really appreciate what they have done for me. No one's even here. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna... No, I gotta fill... Why am I talking to myself? Okay, I'm gonna take it back for 1 sec. I am gonna have some water because I think I'm going slightly crazy. Okay. Okay, let's first of all... Fingers will be fine. Whatever. I could use something better to smooth this out, but fingers will be fine. Cool. Right, we got 5 Stone God Vets. And I need to drop the exposure on that camera first and foremost, because oh my good lord. Is that better? I think that's a bit better. I think it is better, it just looks not better because my monitor color is actually horrible, as I've recently found out. No worries, Bunky. Appreciate you stopping in. Thank you so much, dude. Whatever you're up to, have a nice day. So what have I done on these? I've done armor. I've done green capes. I've done some metal. I've got leather to do. Right, okay. Let's get some colours out, because I do be needing some colours. So I've got 3 browns that I need. Oh, I cannot wait to move and not have to use this awful box. Okay, that is straight out the gate one of the browns I need. I need this brown for basing. Oh boy. What else we got? That is also for basing. Okay, this is coming together pretty well already. What else do I need? That's for leather. Okay, we've got the triad of browns for leather sorted out. I need white, grey. Got nice white there. We've got grey sear. Cool. We've got our reds. Reds are out already. Reds are out. I don't... Oh, no, I do need to do reds. I need the chest eagles to be red. What else do we have that we need? I could just do browns and reds to start with, and then assess in a bit. But let's get some grey to build up on the whites. That's good. And then... let's rock with that for now. I don't think I'll move on to any other colours for a little while, so we can absolutely rock with these. I'm going to start with leathers because it's the easiest thing to do right now, because I know that no one of these guys has got any leather done. So let's get some Rhinox hide out. Gorgeous. And figure out what's happened with this brush. There's like a single hair that is like coated in grey or white or something. It's all good. And you know what? I ought to mention that I'm actually live somewhere, shouldn't I? Let's just do that real fast. Real quick. YouTube. Me. Copy the link. Let's go. Right, it's out there. It's in a public space. Let's get some of this Rhinox hide. Onto some models. And let's move these arms, man. These are my gaming arms. Okay, I've done some Rhinox hide on this boy, but it's clearly not thick enough. It needs another layer, so this is a good place to start. Great place to start, even. Oh, man. 2025, eh? That's crazy. That's come around so fast. Feels like it's out of nowhere. I mean, it always does. Every new year feels like it's come out of nowhere for me, but whatever. It's going to be a good one. I've not made any resolutions as such. I decided to set myself some goals. Some of them are very achievable. Some of them maybe less so. But yeah, set myself some goals. Gonna see how many of them I might be able to pull off. I definitely think we can get many of them. I wanted to say most of them, but yeah, I don't know about that. I've not actually done... I've not run the numbers. But I am optimistic it's going to be a good year. In a lot of different ways, for a lot of different reasons. I'm excited for it. I'm thinking doing this box a different tone of brown. I think it will help it stand out. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to paint over that in a different color later on. But the leather leg strap, that's going to match the holster. That's going to match the what do you call them? Just like the little packs and things they've got. Oh, yeah, nice. That leather strap as well for the... leather strap for the combi melter. Does anyone actually run Sternguard with combi weapons? I feel like I'd be very surprised if anyone did. David, welcome. Hope you're having a nice day. It's good to see you. Yeah, that'll do for him. Next, let's just get through these guys rapid. They're at that point. You know, you get to a point with models. If you just paint for the painting, you don't really experience this. Because I paint for games, you get to that point where it's painted enough that it looks really good on the tabletop, even though loads of detail isn't even blocked in. And so you kind of avoid doing anything with it for a while. That's been this unit for me. So I do want to actually finish them. I do want them to look nice in pictures, not just like at a distance. And I think I'm going to use them for a tournament that I plan to enter. So we'll see. It's worth getting them done now anyway. And just in general, it feels like it's been a while since I painted something that was just for me. Because, you know, a lot of my hobby time now that I'm doing YouTube is going into the YouTube projects, which typically are just like single characters for the most part. Very little of it is actually like getting through my backlog. So yeah, I want to do more streams this year so that we can just hang out a bit, chat, and I can get through my own stuff. Yeah, it'd be nice. Don't play, but if I would, I'd field fully painted army. Yeah, no, 100% agree. I do 100% agree. It's difficult though. It's difficult. I've never fielded that I remember. I've never fielded a fully grey army. Everything is always at the very least like base color is on, and a couple of accent colors are on. I definitely don't encourage people to play grey, personally. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you get excited about playing the game, and especially if you've got multiple armies and there's a lot of stuff that you want to play. And then, like, you know, you might play one army and you've got 2,000 points of it, but you get new units for it and you get excited for those. I do find it difficult to just paint one unit and then move on. And I know that life would be better for me if I was able to do that, but I do struggle with it. I've been better in the last year. I've been much better at it. But I do still get halfway through a painting project, and then abandon it frequently. I've just realised I need some Black Legion. So I'll get that out of the box once we've finished with all the leather. Interested in Kill Team? Man, me too. David, honestly, yes. Yes. I've never played it. But with 3rd edition, I kind of looked into it, and it looks fun. I've been watching some battle reports. on YouTube. A couple of people do some really good ones. Mountainside Tabletop, I really enjoy their stuff. Their production style is really laid back, really chilled. I do want to get into Kill Team. I would really enjoy that. Definitely. And it's just nice to have a game that uses the models that you've painted, but you don't have to commit like 2 to 3 hours for, you know? Like, I feel like I could go to a club and play a good 3-4 games of Kill Team in the afternoon and then go home and not feel mentally drained by the experience. Which is what I do sometimes get with 40k, definitely. What kill team? Do you know what kill team? I have 6 kill teams, 2 fully painted. Which kill teams have you got? And which do you think you would want to play the most? because I feel like I would really want to play my Mandrakes. They're maybe about 50-60% finished. They're on the shelf just above my computer. I had to put them on hold for some other projects that were a bit more urgent. I feel like I would want to play them, but looking at the rules briefly, I don't know a lot about the rules, but look at what I've seen. They seem complicated. I know that Angels of Death is fairly straightforward. It's part of why it's in the starter set, I guess. So I'd probably start with them. But I've also got Nemesis Claw, which I love my Night Lords. It would be really nice to play them as well. Right. We've got still a good amount of leather on this. Probably, maybe more. We're getting there. That's what this is for, anyway. That's what the stream's for me. Have fully painted Hand of the Archon. Yes! I love that. I love that. I haven't bought Hand of the Archon purely because I've got... I did count. I think I've got like 50 Kabbalite Warriors. I might get Hand of the Archon now that I'm actually interested in Kill Team, just because of the unique pieces and stuff. And like the different operatives. I might get one. It just felt like when I wasn't as interested in Kill Team, it felt like it would be a waste because I already have so many. Sorry, Blooded, cool. Aquilons, they're very cool. Angels of Death and Death Guard, nice. Did you go for a specific chapter with the Space Marines, or have you kind of split them up? Can't stay. Redrix, thanks for stopping in, bro. Really appreciate it. I hope you're well. Happy New Year, because I've not spoken to you for a little while. Hope you had a good Christmas. Really appreciate you, dude. Drakari Painting Challenge is the reason. David, thanks, dude. I want to do more Drakari stuff. Definitely. It's just, I don't know, man. It's really hard to... because there's so much to Warhammer. And it's quite hard to kind of create stuff that is going to do as well as Space Marines. Space Marines always just do well, and because I collect them and I like them, it's really easy to fall into the trap of just making loads of Space Marine content. But I do want to do more Xenos stuff and some Chaos stuff. In terms of the kit bashes, the painting challenges are really easy in a way because all I need is a free day where I can just sit and do some work. But it doesn't really showcase anything in the same way that the kit bashes do. Angels of Death is being painted as Raven Guard. Oh, yes! Okay, I'm a big Raven Guard fan. I would have an army of them if I didn't have Black Templars and Dark Angels already. Maybe I will. I've got models that I don't think I'm going to use for Dark Angels or Templars, but I could paint up as Raven Guard and they would work nicely for Raven Guard. It's just like, I don't want to have that many Space Marine armies. But at the same time, if I'm not going to use the models, I don't know, maybe one day. Pallid Hand is... I think Pallid Hand is the rough scheme I do as well. Is that the one where they're kind of bony coloured with plaguey green accents and brass trim? Because that's roughly what I do. I was never a big fan of the modern Death Guard green colour scheme. Also, quick question, can anyone hear my music in the background? Because I've got it low enough for me to hear, and hopefully for you to not hear it. Just because obviously once this stream is over, if I publish it as a video, there's like copyright stuff. So I'm hoping that you can't hear any music. Stream is kind of quiet. I think my setup is quiet. I mean, I can throw more gain in my microphone on OBS. I think there's a way of doing that. Pretty sure there's a way of doing that. Yeah, I can add a filter. I can add some gain. I can add, let's add 3 dB to be safe. I don't want to deafen anyone. That might be better. Hopefully it's a little bit better. I do have quite a quiet setup in general. I think it's largely because of this mic. And I don't have my preamp for it set up because I don't really have the space. But me and my partner are moving, hopefully soon, so I should have the space to actually run the preamp and be a bit noisier, which is always good fun. Better? Cool. Cheers, David. Appreciate that. Man, these cables are very in the way. Who could have seen that coming? I struggle with subassembly though. It's there's very little that I'm willing to subassemble. I remember as a teenager always taking the stance of, well, if the detail is kind of hidden away out of sight, it doesn't matter because no one's going to see it. Which I kind of still maintain that, but not as steadfast. There's definitely details that you can't reach sometimes that are very visible, but it's largely a time-saving thing, I guess. That I just build. I'll just build it and then I'll just paint it. No faffing around with figuring out what I'm going to subassemble. No need to kind of put tack over any of the connection points. I should do it more for characters though, I really should. Always trying to paint some obscure, lesser known chapters, so I'm thinking about repainting the Angels of Death kill team. Yeah, but I mean, this is what we like though. We like that there's so many options. There's so much opportunity to be creative with color and stuff. Like, just because everyone paints ultramarines, that doesn't mean that it's not a really fun scheme to paint and a really nice scheme to look at. So I can definitely understand why you would be painting some ultramarines and also want some obscure stuff. I do like with people who do their kill teams where they take the opportunity to, like, yeah, just do every single character as a different chapter. I think those are cool. I think if I only played kill team, I would definitely do that. Have like the sniper as the Raven Guard. I'd have an assault intercessor as a Blood Angel. I'd have like an ultramarine tactical boy, heavy intercessor as the like Imperial Fist. I think that would be very fun. Fun and fluffy and cool. Okay, we're getting there with this. Biggest challenge is getting the transfers. That's very true. That is very true, actually. It's a good point. It's a shame that that it's not easier to get hold of. Are there... I feel like I've seen websites that offer transfers where you just get them to print your own designs. I don't know how good they are, but if that is a thing, that could be something to look into. And then just like, you'd have to figure out the scale for the designs, but you could easily copy paste their chapter iconography onto this site, and it would just kind of. I think they would send you the transfer sheet. I think that's how it works. I'm sure I've seen something like that. I'm sure I have. It's a shame as well because the Horus Heresy stuff, they've got massive transfer sheets that you can just buy. Like you can literally just buy the sheet, I think, and you get hundreds and hundreds of transfers on there. So it's not like they couldn't if they wanted to. And there's definitely a market for it. Just I guess it's much smaller. Guessing these dudes you're painting are dark. Yes, yeah, these are Dark Angels. When they came out, I wasn't sure about whether to do them as Deathwing or not. I waited. I put painting them off for ages because they didn't really confirm it one way or another. And it's come out that they are Deathwing, and I decided to do them as Deathwing because it's lore accurate, and for some reason I care about that. But the problem is, lots of other people who I follow on like Instagram and stuff are painting theirs as Greenwing, and they look so good. They look so good in green with the like beige robes. And I'm not regretting my choice. I like the colors that I've got. I think these guys do look good. I think they do look cool. But it's that grass is always greener on the other side thing. Like, I see other people paint it and I'm like, damn, I should have done it that way. That looks great. But no, I think I always get that because there's just so many talented painters to admire online. Constantly comparing myself, which is obviously not good, but it's difficult not to, man. It's very difficult not to look at other people's work. And just enjoy it for what it is instead of also comparing it internally. I think this Rhinox hide is just about gonna make it to the end of the to the end of the leather coverage. Not very big on Dark Angels lore. Yeah, so Deathwing is the first company of the Dark Angels, and it was quite controversial in 9th edition when Blade Guard came out, because the lore has always kind of said that the Deathwing are composed entirely of veterans wearing Terminator armor. So, we had a long period of the Deathwing are Terminators, and all of the other veterans of the Dark Angels are veterans of their own companies. They're not veterans of the Deathwing. There was like a sort of separation there. And then Blade Guard came out in 9th edition, and Games Workshop said, yep, if you have Blade Guard veterans within the Dark Angels, they are part of the Deathwing. And so, yeah, there was a bit of controversy. But I don't know. For me, I've seen people paint green Blade Guard. Bloody hell. He's just come right out. I've seen people paint green Blade Guard, and for me, it doesn't do it. However, the green Stern Guard absolutely do. I'm going to have to smooth over that mistake. But I got some of the pigment off. I'm also missing something from this leg, so I'm going to have to look into what that is. And either find the piece, which I doubt I'll be able to do, or just find like an alternative Dark Angels ornament that I can glue on there, which shouldn't be too hard. I guess I could just shave it off with a knife, but yeah, we'll see. It would be nice to put a little bit of ornamentation there, I guess. This is an awkward bit of belt to get to. That'll do. That'll do. And then we just got the bolter strap. Purity seal. Smart. Yep. Easy. Easy fix. I think that's the right call. I mean, I've got plenty of like little baubles and trinkets and things, but purity seals are quick, easy to paint. Won't draw too much attention. Yeah, that's a good call. Are you working on anything at the moment, David? Or are you actually working? What's your work in progress at the minute? Great. Happy with that. Suspicion is that Tech Marines hide holes in the armor. The Emperor's wax will keep it safe. I did not get any tissue to dry brushes with, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay. Paint Drukhari. I have 2 Incubi, 8 Kabalites, 9 Witches. Oh, hell yeah. I want to paint some Witches. I've not done Witches in ages because I just haven't got around to finishing my Kabalites, and I kind of prefer them. I did get... I really tried to motivate myself by getting started on the Mandrakes because these models are beautiful. And I'm a big fan of them, and I really want to finish them. It's just like I keep getting interrupted by projects either for YouTube or... So these are going to be for a tournament. It's I don't know why I'm complaining. It's my own fault because I put up a poll saying, do you want me to paint some Drukhari for a battle report that I've got coming up, or some Dark Angels for a tournament I've got coming up? I shouldn't have given people the choice. I shouldn't complain. I gave the choice away. Not my choice. There we go. Do you do the standard color schemes, or have you got your own color schemes? And if you've got your own color scheme, is it kind of army wide, or have you got different schemes for Kabalites, Witches, and Covens? Because that's something that I think is really cool to see when people make custom ones for everything. I can get rid of Rhinox hide. Dimble brown. Yeah, let's finish off the leather completely, and then I'll get some black to do all the armor joints, and then I can finish off the reds. Yeah, I've not done anything with those reds yet, and that has not cleaned well at all. Army wide Cabal of the Flayed Skull. Oh, dude. So when I got started, when I started again at the tail end of 8th edition, I did start painting Flayed Skull because I liked their rules. Um, I ended up stripping the couple of models that I did paint Flayed Skull because soon after 9th edition came out, and I was like, oh, Flayed Skull's rules aren't the ones that I want to play anymore. I think at some point I would like to paint some Flayed Skull just to kind of have, I don't know. I've got so many Kabalites. It could be cool to do some as Flayed Skull now that I'm a better painter as well. Because when those Flayed Skull were rough. They were not especially good. they were fine. They were okay, but they weren't. They certainly weren't the standard that I can paint now, years later. But yeah, their rules at the end of 8th was like exactly how I wanted to play the game, and then they changed them on me. Green and magenta details. That's very cool. Do you post them online anywhere? Is there anywhere I can have a look? Absolutely fine. If not, no pressure. On your Instagram. Can I ask what your Instagram is? I swear, if I follow you, if I've done the embarrassing thing where I've been like, "What's your Instagram?" and I follow you already. Phone is being very slow. Mini new biz. Yo. Oh, that kill team's really clean. Mate. Yep. Yep, I'm a fan. I'm a fan for sure. Have you done any of the helmets with the sort of creamy bone color? Those are really nice, dude. Those are really nice. I wish Drakari were more popular in general. I'm kind of anxious about their 9th edition release. Because Games Workshop have been just getting rid of stuff that doesn't have models. And we got a lot of stuff that doesn't have models. But at the same time, we've got, I don't know, it's that weird paradox of we've got a lot of stuff that's not got models, so it feels like we should be getting a big release this time round. But so many things are getting a big release this time round that I just feel like we can't also be getting a big release this time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit pessimistic. I got only the Kill Team and Venom on there. Only the Incubi. That's very cool. I like that though. I like that for the Incubi, like to single them out as being those elite warriors. Incubi are pretty much single-handedly the reason that I got into Dark Eldar back in 5th, 6th. Whenever it was, they had their initial refresh with the current Kabbalite kits. And it was the first time they did like the Finecast Incubi and Mandrakes. I saw them and I was just like, this is it. This is the one. Yes, officer. This one right here, that was me. Yeah, that'll do. I said I was going to repaint that a different brown, so that is absolutely fine. Mercenaries in their society. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I feel like most people do that. I did have this grand idea when I started that like Scourges and Incubi could have their own color schemes because they're like mercenary fighters, so they would just be hired and they would wear whatever. But I don't know. I do quite like there to be a more cohesive look, I suppose. Boats are very fun to paint, though. I hate building them. It's probably one of my least favorite kits to build. The Raider and the Ravager, but they're quite fun to paint. Especially, you might probably gonna hate this, especially if you've got an airbrush. Just the surfaces of those armor panels are very nice to do with an airbrush. Not that you have to, obviously. I've seen some amazing gunboats that have just been done with like dry brushing or stippling, or just people who are really good with a normal brush doing like layers and stuff. That will do for him. Yes, I do have a Ravager here that is, again, a work in progress that I was really getting my teeth stuck into, and then I kind of just stopped. I really want to get back on my Drukhari. I really badly do. I'm so bad at staying committed to one project for any length of time. See, I never cared for the Beastmaster, but I get why a lot of people do, and it will be a big shame if we don't get him updated. Grotesques, I feel like we need, especially because, like, whether you play the game or not, I feel like a big part of it is demand, and Grotesques have definitely been a big part of competitive in the last 5 years or so. Like, there's been a lot of play with them, so I feel like if they were to suddenly drop Grotesques, there'd be a lot of backlash from players. Characters, I remember when I first got into them, there were so many cool characters in that codex, but none of them ever got models. Like Kara Druark, the Decapitator of the Mandrakes, Baron Saphenix, Dukes Liscus, Lady Malice. There were so many cool characters, and I always wanted I always wanted official models for them. Always wanted official models for them. Maybe 2025 is the year that I start making more Drakari kit bashes, so that I can actually have those characters. If Games Workshop won't do it, I'll do it myself. Maybe that's the way to go. Now the detachment can be fun. Yes, I do like that. I do like that detachment. Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because Ynnari seem to have been rolled into the Eldar Codex, into the Azayani Codex specifically. Like, you can play Ynnari, but the base of the army has to be Eldar. The base can't be Drakari, which I find... I don't know. Part of me is like, yeah, fair enough, whatever. But the other part's like, well, what if I do want to have majority Drakari with just some Eldar stuff? Why can't I? It is a shame. It is a shame that Ynnari got treated the way they did. Especially because, again, when I joined back into the hobby in 8th, Ynnari were kind of like everywhere. Couldn't get away from them. Like, every battle report was like Ynnari and stuff, because I think they were really strong at the time. Right. Almost getting done with this guy. I'd like to do Ynnari. I would love to have a combined Drakari, Eldari, Corsair force. I don't care about Harlequins too much. I would have some, but I feel like I would have them more as a token than because I really love them. I feel like it's unlikely. Personally, I feel like Drakari have been their own thing for too long. And I think they would struggle to roll Drakari into the Eldar Codex because just the amount of data sheets that Eldar would have, they would be like, it would take them up to Space Marine levels. And I don't see them wanting to do that. Space Marines only have as many data sheets as they do because they're so popular. And I feel like everything else they want to keep fairly similar. I don't know. I could see us getting a lot of new and updated kits. But I can see it happening in 11th edition. Not as the 11th edition launch, because, you know, I don't think Drakari are popular enough that a launch box would be the way to go. But I could see them getting a significant wave of new stuff in 11th edition, personally. Maybe it's copium, but I feel like they wouldn't roll them into Eldar. After what happened to Deathwatch. Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, the Deathwatch situation wasn't great. It would be really cool for Drakari to have something happen in the lore as well that made them a legitimate threat to the wider galaxy, rather than just... I think that's the thing, isn't it? In lore, Drakari are horrifying and awful, but they aren't a threat to the Imperium because they'll always just hide in Comera, and they just kind of... they take what they need. They don't necessarily have any wider goals that affect the other races. Now, if they were to advance the lore in some way where, I don't know, Vect got crazy paranoid and basically ordered all Archons in the city to kind of start working together. And they went out on mass hunts into real space to like I don't know, maybe it could be to bring back Hesperax or to hunt down Irvain. I know in the Hesperax book they kind of provided a reason why he wouldn't do that, but I don't know, I just feel like some reason for the Drukhari to unite and push out and actually cause major damage to the universe at large is needed, because otherwise they're never going to be the big bad guys, because they just kind of hide. They just hide away and survive. Which I like that about them, that they're kind of scavengers and outcasts, but, you know, if you want them to be a credible threat, something has to change in the lore. Drukhari and White Scars. Oh, David, stop. Because White Scars are yet another Space Marine faction that I absolutely would love to paint and collect. If they had more of their own unique stuff. The issue is that I've got Ravenwing for Dark Angels, so I'll end up having so many bikes and storm speeders. It would take up half of my living room. But that would be so fun. That would be really, really fun. Jagatai is cool. The White Scars are cool. Drukhari are so fun, man. There's so much fun in just being irredeemably evil. Cool. He's done. We got one more, and then we can do the final highlight, and then that's all the leather, which is great. Not bad for 50 minutes. I guess I could have done more in 50 minutes, but whatever. Who cares? Kosara Khan mini. Yeah, I know. I did. I don't know if you watch Chapter Master Valrak. He was saying in one of his rumor videos the other day that he has heard that those chapters will be getting something more specific to them, which I've been saying for years. It would be so nice, even if it was just like one extra character and one extra unit. Like if the Raven Guard got a unique jump unit, if the White Scars got a unique bike unit, and a Stormseer on a librarian, Stormseer on a bike, that would be great for White Scars. Raven Guard could get like a unique jump lieutenant and like a unique jump squad. Salamanders could get like unique Gravis with heavy flamers or something. I don't know. Just like one unit that's theirs and only theirs, and an extra character or two would make them so much more interesting to paint and build and play. Because suddenly, like, that's what I love about Dark Angels and kit bashing Dark Angels. There's so much plastic to play with to make unique things, and all of the Codex compliant chapters just don't have anything like that. I've never seen an army, like, I've never seen anybody use more 3D printed bits than Salamanders players, because there's so many people out there making these 3D bits for Salamanders that look amazing, dude. And, you know, they're starved of the attention and the love that people like me get because I play the Divergent chapters. Oh, man. There are rumors about which Primarch could return as Fulgrim. See, Russ is the obvious choice. Russ is like the really obvious choice because non-Codex compliant. Like, he's a Divergent chapter. Space Wolves are popular. Yeah, Russ makes a lot of sense. But I would love if Jagatai came back. I would be very happy if Dawn came back. I think everyone would be happy if Vulcan came back. I do want to see Korax. I want to see some messed up demon Korax one day. That would be awesome. You know, there's Lord at the Golden Throne. Yes. That's a good point. That is a good point. That's valid. That's very valid. It would make me happy. It would make me very happy if Drukhari got a bit more in the spotlight. And I don't. They don't even need to have a range as big as the Eldar one. Like, the Eldar range has gotten really big because they had a decent sized update in 9th, and they've had a really decently sized update this time round. I know a lot of it has been model refreshes, but I mean, that's what Drukhari need as well. They need model refreshes, as well as new stuff. So if we could get like a little bit of what Eldar have had, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. It doesn't even need to be as big of a refresh. Yeah, exactly. I would love to see some lore about Dawn and what he thinks about the Templars. I would love to see him reacting to the Templars. Whether or not he would be impressed or whether he would be disappointed. It would also just be cool. Yeah, it would be cool to see him coming back, like, full of rage for what the Imperium has become. I did really like the idea, someone said ages ago, the idea that Dawn comes back, and instead of leading the Imperial Fists, he actually takes the Templars on, like, a massive crusade of his own. That would be super cool. I feel like it would be pretty crappy for all the Imperial Fist fans out there, but it would be very cool. Almost all the Phoenix Lords got updated. Yeah, I'm sure it was literally a case of they updated the Striking Scorpions for Kill Team and just forgot about Karandras, which is so funny. It's a real shame because he would be such a great one to have. He'd be so cool. But I do find it hilarious that they just forgot him somehow. Like, how do you forget an entire Phoenix Lord? It's like it's like that meme where it's like, I'm sure I've forgotten something. Well, if you forgot, it mustn't have been important. And it's just Karandras outside in the rain, waiting for James Workshop to please let him back in. It's either they forgot entirely, or they were like, guys, we need something that we can release in 11th edition because we're not giving Eldar another big update in 11th edition. I mean, speaking of ranges, World Eaters and Votann also need quite a bit of support right now. Votann have got, what, like 8 data sheets or something? I think it's a bit more. I think it's like 12 or 13. But it's not, it's not many. It's not many data sheets at all. And World Eaters have got like a bunch of demon engines and tanks that Chaos Space Marines get, but they've not got much that's unique of their own. Considering that they've been released as like a fully fledged Chaos army. They've got 2 unique troops, 2 unique non-troops, and 3 unique characters. I think that's it. You forgot one. Which one? The green one. Yeah. Speaking of leaks, actually, did you see the leaked Death Guard character? Because surely they're going to have to announce that soon. Like, the entire model's been... The model's been built. It'll be painted in another week. Maybe faster if the person who's managed to get their hands on it is quick. Usually when things leak, they very quickly release their Warhammer article, don't they, on Warcom. So I'm kind of expecting them to show the new Death Guard off soon. And it probably confirms that Death Guard are coming after Knights, maybe? That would be sick! Just in general, like... It's so difficult, isn't it? Because you've got so many factions in this game, and each of those has got so many sub-factions, and all the sub-factions are great. But some of them have just been like given so much more attention because they're like, I don't know. It's super easy to say, oh, I want unique stuff for all of the Space Marines and all the Chaos Space Marine legions. That would be so cool. But, if someone was to be like, hey, I'm an Eldar player, I want something unique for BL Tan, everyone would point at them and laugh and be like, shut up. What is wrong with you? Yeah, Death Guard's range. Death Guard's range is great. I never planned to get Death Guard. But I bought the Dark Imperium box so that I could have a bunch of Space Marines for cheap. And I was like, yeah, I'll sell the Death Guard. I'll sell them off. And lockdown happened, and I was kind of like eyeing up the sculpts like, you know what? These look pretty fun. These sculpts are really nice. They're really cool. And then ended up painting... I ended up convincing myself I would paint the Lord of Contagion as like a painting project and get rid of the rest. I did not get rid of the rest. I now have like 2,000 points of Death Guard. We'll get the Emperor's Children, Fulgrim. Yeah. That's gonna be sweet. I was a little underwhelmed by the Fulgrim model. He didn't have the same impact for me as the Angron model. When Angron came out, I was like, oh my god, look at him. And the Fulgrim one has been revealed, and I was just like, he looks really good. He looks really good. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike the model, but it didn't hit me in the same way. I don't really remember how I felt seeing Magnus and Mortarion because they were announced before I got back in. So I came back into the hobby and was like, oh god, these guys are here. That's cool. Okay. Heresy Fulgrim looks better. I prefer the Heresy Fulgrim. I really do. I think that 40k Fulgrim probably does work better for him in the 40k setting, but I don't know. I like that Heresy Fulgrim, the snake bit looks like a snake. I don't know. There's a lot of details that I just prefer on Heresy Fulgrim, definitely. There might be lore progression for Eldar. That would be cool. That would be very nice. That would be nice. I did see a bunch of discussion on the Eldar subreddit about whether or not the sword, one of the swords he's holding, is that Crone sword. I was persuaded that it's not. I don't feel like it matches the aesthetic of the other ones that we've already got in plastic. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Okay, we're getting there. We're nearly there with this brown. Opens up so many low stuff. Yeah, true. Very true. Legion of the Damned fans be pricking up their ears as well. Wondering if good old Ferrus Manus is going to make a showing to beat his brother into submission. That would be cool. Okay, he's done. Never did his eye lenses. Haven't done any of their eye lenses. Just this guy for some reason. Okay. Right, last one with this brown, and then we can do something different and add a bit more depth, which is very fun. Oh, my foot's going dead from sitting on it. You've missed a bit. Fuck, you got me. How are you, Adam? Good to see you, mate. Welcome in. Jesus. I'm going to start saying that to people constantly, and no one's going to stop me, and I'm going to be a menace. Oh, man. I wish painting did not make me sleepy. I wish I could just laser focus it a bit more. Hey, how's things? Hope you are having a lovely day, whether you're at work or chilling at home. Hope things are good. Is that all the leather on him? It is! Cool. We can move on to a different colour. We can get rid of the brown. No worries, David. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Take care. I don't only use Citadel brushes. I've got a bunch of Army Painter stuff. I've got a single Artist Opus, which I use for like super fine detail things. I think it's just that at the minute I'm just into these two, and they're in relatively good condition compared to a lot of stuff that I have. I really got to get everything into the brush soap and neaten up a lot of the brushes that I have that look very sorry. Yeah. I need Black Templar. No, not Black Templar. Black Legion. Black Legion is what I want. Black Legion's what I want. Where is it? In this horrible box of garbage. That's Black Templar. That will not do. I need the good stuff. Were you going to recommend something, Adam? Because I'm all ears if you were. Black Legion, there we go. Get rid of you. And the box can go back under the desk. Whew. Right. Black Legion straight out the pot. I love this stuff. So good for just blocking stuff out. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe I need the thinner brush for some of these bits. Not the end of the world, that. But yeah, let's actually swap over. I can't. Oh no, I can't see a touch on this arm, so I'll block that in. And also the wrist. That wrist is fine. I don't. Whilst I'm here, do I need to block out anything else in black? I don't think so. We can always come back. Normally use Artis Opus. I've heard that the Rosemary and Co stuff is good. I have been told it's very good. A bunch of friends use that, and to be honest, it probably is about time that I make a proper investment in some nicer brushes. So if you endorse them, that's another person who's saying they're good. So yeah, I might splash out a little bit and buy like a couple of nice things for myself. Why not? Treat yourself, right? There's nothing else I need to black out on him. Cheaper, yeah, exactly. I bought this just because I was in Element Games. They had it right there, and I was like, you know what? I could buy one and test it out, see if it really is as life changing as everyone seems to say it is. I mean, I like it a lot. I've missed some leather on his leg. I like it a lot. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it is more durable, as well as just like holding its shape better. I'm definitely a fan. I want to black out some of this scope as well. Yeah, that'll do. I need to go back to him with some brown, don't I? Do I? No one's ever going to see it. I'm going to know, though. It's going to make me upset. It's going to make me upset. So whilst these two colours are still present, let's just get a little bit of Rhinox. We'll do this now. I'll just do it quickly. Okay, that'll do. Once that's dry, we'll do the others. Oh, and lots of Opus brushes, and they're great. SOO. This is just SO. I'm yet to try any others, but I would like to. Definitely. What do you paint? Are you a 40k fan? Are you Age of Sigma? Are you War Machine, Bolt Action? What do you like to work on? Is that everything for him? That's a surprisingly... No, it's not. What am I talking about? The legs are so obviously there. Sometimes my eyes. Yep, that'll do. Last boy. can I get into there? Yeah, just about. Nice. That's good. Hell yeah. Arms. Just come back to the 40k model side. Oh man. It's amazing how many people are returning to it. Because I returned to it. I used to play 40k when I was a teenager. And then me and all my friends stopped when we went to uni, and then lockdown came around, and it'd been something like, what year are we on now? 4 years ago. Okay, so I guess I got back into it 4 years ago, which means that I would have been out of it for 8, 9 years. And I certainly didn't think I was going to come back. I kind of thought, well, that ship sailed. It was fun, but it's over. But no. All the boys are back. Playing 40k just like when we were kids. And it's clearly had an impact, or I wouldn't be doing this, would I? First and fifth. Hell yeah. However, where's my second company? Adam, where is it? Where's the second? Why are you not painting any Ravenwing? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. You'll make me sad. No, that's really cool. That's really cool. I love my Dark Angels. I love everyone else's Dark Angels. Definitely see a lot of really great painters. It's just like that weird Instagram echo chamber where, because I'm doing Dark Angels, I'll interact with other people who are doing it, and then so it just recommends me even more people who are working on Dark Angels. Waiting on new models, that's fair. That's very fair. I love the old ones, but I do know what you mean. I've been neglecting my Ravenwing just because I don't know what's going to get replaced. I'll tell you what right now. I'm going to keep my Black Knights that I have because I love those models. Even if they get updated, I'll keep them. The thing is the vehicles, I think. It's the Landspeed of Vengeance and the 2 planes. If they do get updated, I'm going to have to see. But if they don't, like, there's a part of my brain that is just like, you're going to have to just buy them. You're going to have to buy the old ones because I don't want to miss out on owning those kits. Even though they're ancient at this point. They're so old. And they will be out of date. But I just want to have them because I always loved them as a kid. But I would love some new bikes more, probably. Would love some new bikes. Let's get on to some red. Let's paint some red. And have I got Agrax here? I think I have. Yes. I'd buy them when they make them. Fair enough. That is fair enough. It's a reasonable thing to do. Saves you money, saves you time, saves you space. He looks hard, so I'm going to come back to him. Oh, here's the question. So they have green crests, don't they? Typically. Let me see. Deathwing Blade Guard. See, it's green tabard and green chest. And it does look good, but I think it means I need to find more places to accent the red. So that'll be the back of the cloak instead of doing it in burgundy. I do really like giving them red chests. Because the Deathwing Knights have got it where the tabard kind of comes over the chest eagle. So they do the chest eagle red to contrast the green. But I think I might... See, I've done him with red. But that's only a base layer, so I could paint over it easily enough. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to do the... I think I'm going to do them green. I think green will tie them in nice with the rest of my army. And I can just accent other stuff in red. Cool. Yeah, we're doing it. We're committing. We're committing, which means that I need to dry this off. And this red is, in fact, going to be for here, which I painted in a very weak dark burgundy colour. But because it's so weak, this Mephiston red is literally just going over it like a dream. There's a bit of sand stuck to the bottom of his tablet. I'll scrape that off later. I'm not too fussed about it now. It's barely visible. That looks alright. Does look very Christmassy. It does look very Christmassy, but that looks fine. Definitely goes on easier than Gal Vorbak red. Hey, don't worry, dude. Don't worry. I'm mostly just chatting to myself when mostly just chatting to myself. Happy to have you along when and as you can, but obviously family comes first. And whatever you're doing in your real life comes first. I'm just here in the background, don't mind me. Saying that though, I do like to cook. What are you making? Get a quick second layer of red on there. I'm only going to bother doing it on the front. feel like maybe I needed a more muted red. When we wash it, it'll look fine. I'm sure. I'm sure it will. Getting there, getting there. But I do now need to go and find all my greens under the desk. Oh man. Cool, that's done. It might need a second layer in a minute. But for now, let's find Caliban green somewhere. I've got several pots of the stuff, so I'm sure that I'll have one in here somewhere. Do we want to contrast? No, we don't want to contrast it because I've already painted one of them in. I've already painted one of them red, so I need to go over it, which means I need Caliban green. Where the heck have I put it? I know I've got it. I know I've got a lot of it. Bingo, there's one of them. Okay. Okay, let's get some green on this, boys. And let's get comfortable. That should be plenty. Let's do it. It always surprises me, no matter how many times I do it. It always surprises me how quickly things come together when you just block in base colors. Like, this green does not look right. Until all the highlights are in, it doesn't suit the model. But the fact that it's there makes them look so much more finished than they actually are. Big fan. Big fan of the feeling you get when you start to actually get models looking nice. Cool. I'll need to do some touch-ups with him later when we end up doing the bone highlights. Bone highlights would be fun. Would be fun to do. But I feel like I've got a lot more I need to do first. I feel like progress when all the base coats are done. Yeah, man. It's so satisfying. I never used to paint... I don't know. I never used to paint like that. I guess I still don't. I do a weird combination where I still I don't necessarily just get all of my base colors blocked in. I'll kind of pick a color and work it till it's finished a lot of the time. But when I do actually take the time to just do base, then wash, then layer, yeah, it comes together fast, or it feels like it does. I guess it still takes the same amount of time to paint. It just feels rewarding a lot faster, which keeps the motivation up. Need to get rid of that. That's not a nice mistake. That's a not nice place to make a mistake. That should be fine. You want your models to look good though. It's taken me such a long time to get to the point where if I make a mistake, it's either a quick fix immediately, which, you know, that's not a fix. You can still see the sort of green pigment that is left over from that smudge, but I got most of it off. And to be honest, I won't touch it up. I've just done it again. Get that green pigment off. I've basically just spread a lot of green pigment over the bone armor. It's discolored it. I don't know if you can see on camera because it's not a great camera. It's discolored it around the visor there. The visor? What am I talking about? The gorget. It's discolored the gorget. But, you know, it's not so bad. So I'm just not... You know, I've got most of the pigment off. I'm not going to bother But it's taken. What I'm saying is, sorry, it's taken me so long to reach the point where I can just be happy with a mistake on that level. Like, I convinced myself that everything had to be perfect for a long, long time. But the reality is, I'm not a perfect painter, and I'll be here forever if I'm trying to actually make a model that I consider to be perfect. I play the game, so I don't have the time. If I was just in it for the painting, definitely think I would be, I would care more, and I would take more time. But I've got a chunky backlog, and a lot of it is stuff that I actively want to play with. So I can't afford to take all that time that I would do. I would definitely give myself that time. But I've had to train myself to not take all that time. Have to paint in sub-assemblies. I don't know if you were here before. I was saying earlier, I just struggle with sub-assemblies because it's just a lot of extra steps. To be fair, to be very fair, if I painted sub-assembly, I think I would have a better work ethic. Because, like, I would have to finish the unit to get it off my desk. I couldn't put it away if it was in sub-assembly. Whereas what happens with me is I'll get something new. I'll get excited about it. I'll build it. I'll start painting it. And then get distracted by something else. Or get bored of it after a bit. If it was in sub-assembly, I couldn't easily put it away, so I would have to finish it. I think he needs some extra red to just block that out stronger. But the back's fine. The back's whatever. Sweet. Okay. Are any of those chests dry enough to do some wash? And if I do the wash, what am I moving on to next? Grays? I've got some grays to do. Is anyone dry enough? Yeah, let's ask that question. He looks fine. Yeah, they look dry enough. They look dry enough. Let's get the wash on. I think I've made the right choice going with the green chest. I wasn't sure about it, but I think it is the one. Hard to get to his, so I might need a smaller brush. Beautiful. Yeah, they're starting to come together. I've been asked if I'm free for work tomorrow. And what a nice surprise, I am. Cool. Always happy to pick up an extra shift last minute. That's good. That's what we like. We can get some grey on. There's not a lot of places that I need the dark grey, but there's a couple of places I need the light, the paler grey. Actually, yeah. Let's do some greys. How long have we been live? Coming up on 2 hours. Cool. Sorry, I just got so many emails. Bloody hell. Oh my god, I have so many emails. What the hell is this? No, none of it's actually that important, so we're fine. Let's keep moving. Moving swiftly on. So who actually needs the dark grey? Not you. Not you. You do. You don't. You don't. It's just the one. I think. Let me see if anything else actually could. I could do. Yeah, okay, fine. We got two things that we're doing in Mechanica Standard. I might paint that black as well whilst we're here. Yeah, I'll go back in a second. I'll do that black. I don't know why I'm being so careful on these edges, because I'm just going to highlight them a different color anyway, but whatever. Okay. Fab. Okay. I mean, I'm only doing 2 bits in dark grey, but that's good. Volume's a little low. Yeah, I have issues with volume. And it definitely doesn't help when I'm like talking down because I'm looking at the painting. So maybe if I drop this here, if I drop my mic here, this might be a little more consistent. I can boost myself. I don't want to add too much gain into the mic because it's going to start picking up my my music, and I definitely need to keep that off the stream for copyright reasons. But no, I appreciate the heads up. Thanks. If this is, yeah, I don't know. Is this okay? Is this better, or is it just low in general? Because I can boost my gain. Oh, yeah, I'm just keen not to get the not to pick up Spotify through my mic. And I like to paint without headphones on when possible. Better? Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. I will definitely aim to keep it in this position in future. I just don't know. I guess I hadn't figured out that it could fit there nicely. Where's the Biel-Tan up to? Is it dry? It's nearly there. So if we can do the Grey Seer in the meantime, I'll slap some Grey Seer on and then we'll get on to more green. That needs a really good shake. Bloody hell. It's a bit better. I think this is going to need thinning at some point. This is very thick. Yeah, I think it's probably got a bit of air getting to it. Cool. Grey Seer time. So this is for purity seals. It's for anything that I'm gonna do in contrast to like these like pearl bands around the wrist. Anything I want to attack with contrast and not care about too much is gonna get Grey Seared. But purity seals is definitely the big one. Looking at the colour, I might have already done one layer of this, which I think makes a little sense. Although I definitely missed it here. Ollie, how's things? How's it going? Good to see you. We're working on some Dark Angel Sternguard at the minute, which I think I might be taking to a tournament in August. So it's a long way off, but at my speed of painting, I need to decide on the list ASAP and start on it today. Or August is going to come around and we're going to have some things that are absolutely beautiful and a lot of things that, you know, just about reach battle standard. Yeah, let's go over these beads. Oh man, Mike is getting in the way a little here. We'll make it work. Yeah, we can definitely make this work. This is fine. Anything else that needs to go grey? I think we're fine with that one. So we'll scoot the rest forward. Purity seals. Yes, we got one down here. There is something around his leg. 90% of it is completely hidden behind the heavy bolter. So we'll just grab the bits of it that we can see and not worry too much. Very scroll looking thing. It's chunky, whatever it is. Kind of merges into the extra ammo box. Looks a bit weird. The way that they've modeled it, it looks a bit strange. But it's fine. So that's done. Anything else that he needs it on? He needs it on those little beads on the front. I'm going to come back with a smaller brush and just get this. Yep, this is working nicely. Beautiful. Yeah, I need a smaller brush for those beads. Most definitely. Oh man, this is awkward. Yep, that'll do. That's perfect. Next, you. Face, hair, purity seals. Excellent. My cat has just knocked something over in the other room. That's always a fun time. I wonder what he's done. I wonder which one it was. It'll have been Harry. I don't know why I'm asking. Harry's the naughty one. It will have been Harry. Okay. did miss something on his Grieve. So we'll just hit that with Grace here. I don't think I actually needed to do Mechanica Standard on the Heavy Bolter shoulder. The Grace is pretty solid by itself. And then we'll highlight it white at the end anyway. So that is grand. Yeah, let's get his hair, let's get his face, because I'm going to contrast those and then build up highlights afterwards, I think. There we go. Sorted. Oh, yeah, I guess I can do sword handle as well, actually. I can do that in a nice contrast. That'll save us a minute or two. Gorgeous. Happy with him. Next one. Okay, we got a lot of Purity Seals. But I think that's it. So that's nice and straightforward. Yeah, boy. Happy with those. Whew. Working on some Deathwing Knights. Oh, hell yes. I need to finish mine. I've got like I got the old ones that are finished. But I've got one squad of the new ones, which I really gotta finish up. I really want to finish them up. How are you finding them? They're beautiful models. 3D printing a bunch of other... Oh, nice. Nice. If you've got any pictures, ping them over. That sounds sick. Right. Purity Seal, beads, and the bolt gun. Awesome. Yeah, that Deathwing Knight kit. Oh, man. I loved the old one, but it's just something about... I think you could argue that the new one isn't as unique. It's not got the same personality to it. But I'm just like, dude, it's upscaled. I don't care. They scaled it up. It looks great. They're the right proportion. Yeah, I love those models. So much. And I love that we got those helmets for them. Because as a kid, I originally modelled my Deathwing Knights with Grey Knight Terminator heads, which are almost the same shape. I feel like I was, makes me feel cool, makes me feel like I was ahead of my time. Trailblazer. Reality is, I'm sure plenty of people did the same thing, because Grey Knight Terminator heads are very cool. How out of focus is this? It's really hard to tell. Can't wait for the new scale Assault Terminators. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good when those come out. Oh my lord. My Templars are gonna be very happy. I don't feel like I need them for Dark Angels. I might get some anyway, if they're really nice. Mix and match them with Deathwing Knights, that'll be fun. Oh, good god, what happened to you? Hello? This is a very dead bottle of Warpstone Glow. Can I restore it? At all? I hope so. Because I can't be bothered digging for another one. I might have another one. What can I poke this with? Here's a brush I never use. Oh, Christ. That's a bit grim. Maybe I can steal a tiny bit of it. Maybe some water. I should just throw this away, I think. No, I shouldn't. There should be a way to restore that, surely. I'll put it to one side. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna clean that off. And throw that away. Let's try and breathe a touch of new life into this. Okay, honestly, that has fixed it immediately. Okay, it's usable. Some super old Terminators from 2004. Right? It's like, I look at my old Deathwing Knights next to like some Intercessors and I'm like, yeah, they're a little small, but they're fine. And then you put them next to the new Terminators and you're just like, oh. Oh, they're so small. Okay, this Warpstone Glow is not fantastic, but it's usable. It's definitely usable. It'll burn all my old models. Yeah, when I stopped playing, I sold off a lot of what I had, which I regret now. This is off screen. Come on, Dom, sort yourself out. It's so easy to pull it to my face and out of the sight of the camera. It's a nightmare. No. Got green on the power armor again. I'm so bad for this. Today. I'm usually alright. Man! What is wrong with me? That will do. We got 4 more. Didn't make much sense. I was a little confused. I don't know why I didn't just say so. I'm sorry. But I understood there was the sense of regret. I've got an old Terminator Captain somewhere. Metal one. And he is tiny. He is absolutely tiny compared to models now. This one is not going as well. I think it's the consistency of the paint. It's fine, it just isn't good. Yeah, that's good enough. I can't multitask. Fair enough. Fair enough. What is it you're cooking? What are you making for dinner? I really like being in the kitchen. My partner, she can cook. She does not like to cook, so I end up making pretty much everything that we eat. Shepherd. Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh my god. I haven't had that in some time. Love a good shepherd's pie. Oh, man. Straining my neck a little. We're getting there. I think this is a bit watery. It's kind of thickening up as we go. Okay, this is really awkward to get the angle right and be on camera, so very sorry. Oh my god, the way I'm sure you can't see, but the way I'm painting this right now is a bit mental. It's like proper just prodding the paint onto where I want it to be. This one I've got a bit of a better view, I think. Cool, that will do for Warpstone, and then we can move on to Moot, which I actually have a decent consistency for, because this part has still got nice paint in it. Wonderful. Let's try and keep it that way. Any OSL stuff? I've done... What have I done OSL? I've not done much. What did I do recently that was OSL? I tried a little bit with my Deathwing Terminator Librarian, which I did a video on. He's in the other room where I would show you right now. And I've tried... What else have I tried it with? Tried it with something recently. Oh, Terminator Plasma Cannon, maybe? I cheat. I use an airbrush to kind of do like a cheap one. But actually giving it a proper go by hand. Might try it for... there's a painting competition that I've entered, and I haven't started my entry yet. So if I can figure out a nice way to put some OSL into it, that would be good. Get some extra points with the judges. I don't expect to win, naturally. I'm kind of just there to for the challenge of it. But yeah, it's probably a good idea to try and get better at some more techniques like OSL for that. Check out Artisopus' dry brush OSL. Okay. I could be a lot more controlled with dry brush as well, to be fair. Thanks for that, Angza. Appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you're having a nice day. Welcome into the chat. Sounds like a good shout. Yeah, if you've got nice dry brushes, I can definitely see that really working out, actually. I'm sure I have seen a tutorial, maybe multiple tutorials. I just haven't put it into practice myself. That one's alright, pretty happy with that. I do want to know, because I'm seeing this actually on my stream. It's worse on my on my streaming software, but it's happening on here where there's like the lighting is kind of like flickering. I do want to get that fixed. I'm not sure how. Almost the only artist I've seen that treats dry brushing like a solid technique. I love dry brushing. I love it. It's just a tool. It's just another tool, in my opinion. It's just another tool that you can use. I don't feel like it's I don't feel like it's beginners. I feel like it's an easy technique to learn, but it's hard to do it well. I know I've done some terrible dry brushing. Yeah, I've definitely done some awful dry brushing. Have I got an anti-flicker feature on this? That has not helped whatsoever. Interesting. I'll look into this for next stream. Maybe an effect of the light. What my... Oh my god! Okay, so there's still some here. So is that this bulb as well? Cool, so if I literally just use that, it looks better. But now everything's dark. Interesting. Angza, you are a fountain of knowledge. Thank you. Appreciate that. But now you can barely see. Am I going to blind myself if I put this on maximum? Maybe. It doesn't really help a lot. Can angle it down a bit more. This might be the best that we get for now. Need to move my mic again so it's not now casting huge shadow over everything. Should be able to change a setting on the streaming software. Yeah, so I did just try that with my camera. Putting it to 50 instead of 60. And it was still flickering. Because I'm not going to be streaming for massively longer today. So I'll investigate off stream. And try and get it sorted for next time. But I mean, we're in the process of buying a house, so I'm going to be hopefully in the next 2 months I'll be moving. We'll be out of here and we'll have different space for the desk. We'll have different lights. There's a lot of stuff that I'm going to have to rebuild and reconfigure and sort of sort out before we kind of back in business. I really don't want to take much time away from the channel though. There's a lot that I want to do in 2025, so hopefully it's not going to be... Hopefully it won't disturb me too much. Wapelius on Twitch had the same issue a while back. Interesting. Within the webcam set. Yeah, so I went into the webcam setting. Hang on. Bear with me. Just clean this off. So if I put that main light back on, yeah, we've got the strobing. If I go to this one, configure video, we go in, we change power line frequency, the anti-flicker, to the other option, it's still going ham. So that stopped for a second. That's very interesting. Oh, right, it's just because it freezes. Never mind. Yeah, no. I will look into it. I will. I promise. I will get it fixed. But I'm going to have to pick up Erin from work in half an hour or so. So I do want to kind of just forge ahead as much as possible. That's not bad for you. And then these are the ones that you can barely see. That's quite nice from what you can actually see, so I'll take it. Yeah, I feel like I don't need to put in this much detail on these two, because very few people will see, but whatever. Cool. Very happy. Prefer dry brushing over wet blending for certain effects. I haven't done... I guess I haven't done an awful lot. And I really should. I really should try and change that. I've got some Hellblasters that are 60-70% finished, but I've not done the plasma on them yet, so I could absolutely give it a go. Find the tutorial, have a watch, try it out. I think that's probably a good idea. Learn something new, do something a bit different. Where was I up to? We've not done any red highlights yet. That could really start to make things pop. Although eye lenses. Oh, and also some contrasts for the boy's face. Do I still have Black Legion out? Do I want to give him black hair? Or brown hair? Or blonde hair? Daddy Johnson would be blonde, but doesn't mean he's got to be, I guess. I've got to clean this out. That was so awkward to get off. Oh man, that's so tacky. That's such bizarre stuff. Dried contrast paint is really weird. Yeah, let's do this guy's face just to get some on. And then, oh, we can also do the sand. Need to do the bases at some stage. I actually need to clean my wash my hands. This is like properly stuck. Bit of Gilliman flesh. Let's go. There's a little bit of dust or something that's caught in his eye. I can always try and attack that afterwards. If you ever do any TV screens on your terrain, you should definitely try it. The effect on your outrage. If you ever do any TV screen... Oh, right, gotcha. Sorry, my... Yes. Okay. Cool. I appreciate that. Always want to hear more tips and learn more stuff. Do with some apothecary white. I'm feeling like apothecary white right now, and then I might go back to the red highlights. This is so shameful. Horrendous. The day that I Move into that house is the day that I throw this box away and install so many shelves on the wall. So many shelves. No one is prepared. No one is prepared for the amount of shelves I'm going to have next to my desk for paint bottles. This one does need a really good shake, though. A really good shake, to be fair. That should do. I'll leave him to keep going. Get some apothecary white in there. It was just that, wasn't it? Oh no, there's some up there. I thought there was some extra. Cool, you're done. Could be biased because my old job, the new wall paint never matched the old Master feathering. That's really cool. That's something I've never really considered before. See, my brain automatically is like, guess it's time to repaint the entire wall. But I guess if you're doing it for someone else, it's not very cost effective, is it? It was for a retail store, so the wall could be massive and you're a time limit. That makes a lot of sense. I always find it fascinating when people kind of tell you about their jobs, right? And obviously, what do you want? You want dinner? Oh, it is that dinner time, actually. I'm gonna have to feed my cats. Let me finish what I was saying first. Yeah, when it's when you get to know about someone else's job and you hear about a completely different perspective on something because they had to actually do it professionally, and you're like, huh, I never considered it that way. I never considered what you would have to do if you were in this situation. And the other person just like, yeah, this is literally my line of work. I always find that very interesting. Right, let me slap some Black Legion on this guy's headpiece. headpiece. Toupee. Let's get some hair painted in, and then I'm gonna feed my cats. I'll be gone for like 2 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll figure out what to do next. Black hair works, actually. I wasn't sure if that would, but that's decent. Yeah, that's decent. Happy with that. When I get back, we'll do some red highlights. But my cats are hungry, hungry boys. And when Harry starts screaming at me, it means he's going to start pushing things over to get my attention. So I will be right back. See you in about 2 minutes. Hey, buddy, come on. Come on. Oh, we're back. The cats are fed. The cats are fed and happy. At long last. Probably. Where is... Oh, this'll do. There's something in his eye. That'll do. We said red highlights, didn't we? Let's do that. I've started just skipping because, you know, I'm only army painting at the end of the day. When I enter competitions or I work on characters, I'll spend a lot more time. But when I'm army painting, just for me to get stuff on the table, one of my shortcuts that I decided on was we just skip straight to the brightest red highlight. I've been doing it for a little while, and for me, it works. I got my base red, I've washed it, and then we're just gonna skip to the brightest red, and it's just gonna provide like crazy contrast, so you really do see those edges. There is a lot of highlights on this heavy bolter. A lot of edges, rather. God. So many edges. Glad I'm only doing this once. Oh, dude, no, I can't. Hordes? I don't have a horde army. I don't think I could. The closest I could get is Imperial Guard, and even then, like, I would have so many tanks so that I didn't have to paint that much infantry. Just, I don't know. I really love painting. But not to that extent, I think. Yeah, if I was doing like a proper horde, I would cut down massively what I was actually working on. Like, that'll do. That brings enough attention to it. for me. Oh man, unfortunately, I've just seen the time. I am going to have to end here, I'm afraid. The last hour has literally just disappeared in front of me. I don't know where it's gone, but I'm going to have to go and get Erin from work. So, we're coming up on 3 hours. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I need to do more of these. Ideally, I'll be doing one of these every week, at least, once I'm kind of in the new place and everything's set up and we're happy. Until then, I'll try for one a week, but I can't guarantee it. Can't guarantee it. But yeah, I feel like we've made some good progress. I didn't actually take any pictures of what these look like at the start of the stream, but 3 hours, we've made some decent progress. There's still plenty to do. But I'm very happy with what we've actually managed to do. I'm very happy that I've been able to chat with you guys and yap and get some good ideas. So really appreciate it. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, folks. And I don't know when I'll see you, but I'll see you soon. Take care, everyone.